Hi, kindergarten families. I'm Christy Hartwell. I am one of the kindergarten teachers, and I'm here to explain some ways that you can use an alphabet arc. So all of our kindergartners will get an alphabet arc coming home. Some of the alphabet arcs will be yellow with blue letters. Those are our capital or uppercase letters. Some of them will look like this one, and they will be green with red letters. We're going to use the green one with the red letters, the lowercase letters, just for an example. When you dump the letters out of the bag, there will be 28 letters because there will be 2 extra letters in there. One will be what we call the computer A or the fancy A, and the computer G or the fancy G. You can just set these to the side. It's good for your children to be able to recognize them, but they're not a part of the arc. The same thing applies for the capital ones. There will be 2 capital I's, one with the lines at the top and the bottom, and one that is just a straight line. So when your child dumps the letters out, the first thing you want to do is make sure they're all facing the correct way. Some of our letters might have magnets that'll indicate the back. And if not, you can just instruct your child to turn them over. There are several different activities that you can do. Be super creative. The first thing we're going to talk about is naming the letters. So we want to learn the names of the capital and the lowercase letters. One activity you can do with your child is you can dump all the letters out, so they're just in a big pile, and then your child reaches down and finds a letter, any letter, G, says the name of the letter, and places it on the arc. W, J. If your child pulls a letter and they're not quite sure what the letter name is, they can find it on the arc and put it underneath the letter like this. And then they can say their ABCs until they get to that letter. A, B, what's the name of that letter? C. And then go ahead and put it up in. Especially with the lowercase letters, there are so many that look similar. P, B, and D especially. Sometimes you may need to instruct your child to turn the letter or to flip it over to get it in the right place. So this first activity, the children are just grabbing a random letter, saying the name, A, and putting it on the arc. The dark letters just indicate the vowels, so that's the name we use for those. The second activity you can do, which is a little bit more challenging, is for your child to go into the pile and find the letters in alphabetical order. So they'll start with A, they'll search all their letters till they find A, make sure they're saying the name of the letter, A, and putting it on the arc. Then they look for the letter B, put it on the arc. Then they find C and continue until they get the whole way around to Z. So that's another activity that you can do with your children. Again, making sure to really work on that difference between B and D. One thing we do with the kids is we talk about our B hand, using our left hand in a fist and putting one finger up. You can see my dot for my B hand. And that's a way they can tell the difference between a B and a D. Once your child has all their letters out on their alphabet arc, another really fun thing that we like to do is find the letter. And you can do this with your hand. If you have any puppets at home, we love to do it with puppets. If you have a sock, you can pretend to make a snake sock puppet. And then you will tell your child, your puppet is very hungry. This is Mr. Quackers. And Mr. Quackers always says, I'm a duck. I'm hungry. I want the letter T. Your child will find the letter T. Mr. Quackers opens his mouth, and you drop in the letter T. I'm a duck. I'm hungry. I want the letter S. Your child finds the letter S, drops it in. Oh, Mr. Quackers spit that one out, and then you put it to the side. Another thing that kids really love to do is pretend that they're the teacher. So your child can use their letters to teach a lovey. So let's say they have a stuffed bear or a stuffed duck. All right, Mr. Quackers, today I'm going to teach you the name of the letters. This, Mr. Quackers, is the letter I. This is where the letter I goes on my alphabet arc. Mr. Quackers, do you know the name of this letter? That's right, it's Q. And let them use their imagination to teach one of their loveys. We hope that's helpful.